talked about the President's declaration, November 22nd last year. Within 2 days, you had the National Salvation Front formed. You had a number of disparate parties putting aside their differences and challenging. That was quite a feat, wasn't it?
It was an amazing feat, Tim, that they were able to put their differences aside, but I challenge anybody to say that the people who came out on the streets in those days protesting the declaration from the President did so at the behest of the leadership of this opposition.
But nobody else was challenging it. No, it was the National Salvation Front that was challenging it.
I believe the people of Egypt challenged that declaration, that they went out on the streets and that the opposition's leadership followed them, not the other way around.
But in 2 days, in 48 hours, to go from no movement at all to a National Salvation Front, you're being a little unfair to suggest they wasted their chances.
I'll be more unfair.
They challenged it.
I'll be more unfair. It didn't take 48 hours. It took about 12 hours for the people of Egypt to come out and go to the squares of the city and around the country to protest against President Morsi's declaration. And I think that the opposition leadership simply ran after them. They didn't direct it, and they definitely didn't mobilize them.
So no feat at all to go from nothing to a running start in 48 hours of a new political movement. First time in this country.
A political movement that was put to the test within a few weeks and couldn't bring out...
And it did. By 8th of December, President Morsi had backtracked on most of his declaration.
That had nothing to do with the opposition leadership.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Because I know that a few days later the referendum took place and less than a third of this country's population could even be bothered to come out and vote, let alone vote no. 10% of the population actually voted no. If this opposition's leadership had done a good job, this would have been an easy victory for the no vote.
I'm not sure where your poll figures come from. I'm looking at a poll which was conducted in February from Basira, the group, which showed a staggering 65% who had heard of the National Front by February, which was just 3 months after the National Salvation Front had been formed. That's very quick name recognition, again, in a country.
In a country like Egypt, having a 60% recognition...
That's 50 million people who'd heard of this movement that didn't exist 3 months before, and you're saying they wasted their chances.
Heard of it, and 30% of those that had heard of it said that they supported it. That's not a good number, Tim.
Yeah, but it's 3 months. I mean, give them time.
This is Egypt. We do things a lot quicker than 3 months.
Do keep in touch with us via our website, www.newarabdebates.com.